So a double-header Sunday, Kolkata Knight Riders versus Rajasthan Royals at Eden Gardens and Punjab Kings versus Lucknow Super Giants at Dharamshala. So let's begin with the first game. KKR versus RR. KKR won the toss and elected to bat first. Now if you look at KKR's team, can you ever predict what their playing 11 would be? I think even the captain himself cannot predict what team they will be playing with. That's how unpredictable their team has been. Their selections have been senseless and baseless. Moeen Ali gets dropped for no reason and then he gets picked up for no reason. Anukul Roy plays the game, he does well and then he gets dropped for no reason. And that's exactly what happened. Moeen Ali and Ramandeep returned. Why? Nobody even knows. Why was Ramandeep even dropped? And why did he even return? Nothing makes sense at KKR's camp this season. Rajasthan Royals, it's understandable their squad depth is less because of their messed up retentions. They couldn't buy as many players. Sanju Samson has been injured, or supposedly that we think so. Kunal Rathod got a game. Nitish Rana had a niggle. Yudhvir Singh came in for Fazul Farooqi. And Hasranga had returned for Kumar Karthikeya. Kind of makes sense. Maybe Kumar Karthikeya should have gotten a game, but still, that's okay. At least Rajasthan Royals is making some sense in the way they select their team. At least it's more predictable than KKR. To be fair, Rajasthan has had a much better season than KKR this year. Although KKR has a little more points, but Rajasthan, if they had won 4 close games that they lost, they would be at about 14 points right now, contending for top 4. Rajasthan has not played bad cricket, even despite their retention and auction strategy mess up. That's my personal opinion about Rajasthan Royals. But let's begin with the match analysis. So KKR came out to bat. There was a small cameo by Sunil Narayan, but again, he got out. Rahane, despite having stitches in his hand, played like smooth butter. His timing, his batting against pace is impeccable, but he struggles so badly against spin. He is the epitome of KKR's batting lineup. Great against pace, but poor against spin. Gurbaz looked like he was going to make a big innings today. He looked good, he looked in touch, he took his time, but then he perished after his cute mid-30s score. Rahane perished as well. It did seem like Rajasthan Royals spinners were going to get a decent choke on KKR, but then again, KKR had a surprise package of Andre Russell, so he was promoted, took his time. Seemed like he wasn't timing the shots, but when he got going against the Pacers, he really got going. Every bowler was smashed. None of them was paired. At that time, I think Sandeep Sharma, his brilliant smart bowling, the way he uses his cutters and slow deliveries, the way he changes his lining lengths, maybe Rajasthan was missing it, but again, it's not Rajasthan's fault that he got a fracture and he's going to be missing the rest of the season. Rinku also did well. Raghuvanshi joined in the party as well. These 3 players seem like probably the best batsmen so far in today's game for KKR. They really took the score above par and put up a decent total for KKR to defend. When you look at Rajasthan Royals, you are going to get entertained, whether in a good way or a bad way. They choke easy games, but they also make such sudden comebacks. Now, Vaibhav Suryavanshi hit a classy cover drive. Those of you who were saying he doesn't have an offside game, he clearly does. He just has to take his time and play his shots. He reads the bowlers well, he reads the line and lengths well. He has the shots for all parts of the park. Although it seems like he's a leg side player, he does have a strong offside as well. But after that first ball, it seemed like there was some impatience that grew up in him. And Vaibhav Suryavanshi hit a ball that was going on like Vaibhav Arora, normal off-cutter, swinging away from Vaibhav Suryavansh's arc. And there was no point in hitting it towards the leg side. Obviously, the ball was gonna swing and hit the edge of the bat. And guess what? That's what happened. And a brilliant catch by Rahane. Vaibhav Suryavanshi should have stayed calm and just taken 10 balls. Believe me, he could have taken down any bowler today. There was a lot of dew as well. And I guarantee you, Suryavanshi would have enjoyed batting later on. But again, he's only 14 years old. He'll learn. And so far, what I've seen from him is only positive signs. Just a little bit more patience and sky is the limit for him. Jaiswal and Parag had a good partnership. Jaiswal looking like his usual self, but again, got caught and long gone to a spinner, I believe. I think Moeen Ali. Moeen Ali in those 2 overs seemed like a great addition to KKR's bowling lineup. Everybody was thinking, why does he even get dropped? He's also a good spin hitter as well when he bats. But Riyan Parag had other plans. Until Varun Chakravarti came into bowl to Dhruv Jurel. First ball, bowled. Hasranga, after 2 balls, bowled. It's so hard to read Varun's googlies. Now, I'm going to give you a little demonstration on why Varun Chakravarti's action is so unique. It's not easy to pick him. There have been lots of YouTubers that they've given a demonstration on how leg spinners bowl their ball. So if you look at the grip, now this is the seam position. That's a usual fast bowler's position. Now for the spinners, obviously the seam has got to be a cross seam. And if it's an off spinner, it's usually like this and you spin it that way when assuming you're a right hand bowler. And when you're a leg spinner, you rely on this flick from the ring finger, basically like that. So when you throw it and it bounces and goes. Shane Warne used to do that a lot, but he had a lot of other variations. But I'm talking about classic leg spinners. Now, what makes Varun Chakravarti so unique? Why isn't he so difficult to read? Why is he so difficult to read? Because when he bowls a leg spin, he does not flick his finger. That's the weirdest part. He just flicks his wrist. He doesn't even flick his finger like that. He flicks his wrist like that. And somehow the ball manages to turn. His googly also is very difficult to read. I haven't picked up on how he bowls his googly. But this was the unique bowling action that I saw in Varun Chakravarti, that he doesn't flick it, because when you flick it like that, batsmen, international players are smart enough to get an idea to pick up, okay, it's got to be a leg spin. So if you are a decent spin player, if you have read it, you can play it somehow. But when he throws like basically like that, like just flick the wrist, how are you going to understand if it's going to be a googly or if it's going to be a leg spin? It's so difficult to read. And that's what made Varun Chakravarti unique on this dry Eden Garden surface. Dhruv Jurel was completely out of sorts. Hasranga, you can't expect much from him. But then after that, it was about 70-75 runs and Rajasthan was on 5 wickets. And clearly, the game was pretty much done and dusted. KKR could have finished this game as soon as possible and given their best bowlers the chance to finish the game. But a lot of questionable captaincy from Rahane. Andre Russell was bowling in the 19th over. That was his first over. Why didn't you bowl him in the middle? He nails Yorker so well. Why didn't you bowl him in the middle to get wickets? Ideally, Andre Russell should be bowling between 7 to 9 overs. 19th over was his first over because he didn't have any pacers left. So after 70 something for 5, Parag and I believe Hetmeyer ended up getting a partnership. Now Riyan Parag looked like in a sublime form. He hit 5 sixes to Moeen Ali on the trot. And then when the next bowler came in on the right of the next ball, Riyan Parag hit the 6th 6, which means he had hit 6 balls that he played to 6 sixes. Beautiful innings, and that was the momentum changing innings. And that is where Rajasthan picked up. Even Hetmeyer got into the party, and especially Parag was doing the bulk of the work, and they smashed most of the KKR bowlers. Even Narayan was going for boundaries. Varun Chakravarti was going for boundaries. I'm telling you, because of the dew, it was not helping the spinners. The paces, it was after when Harshit Rana actually made a comeback. But by that time, it seemed like Rajasthan was running away with the game. They lost Hetmeyer, but then you had Shubham Dubey as an impact sub and Archer coming up. And clearly, Riyan Parag was batting like a dream. If he had stayed for one more over, the game was done and dusted. But things weren't over even when he got out at 95. Archer and Shubham Dubey took it to the last over, to the last ball, when they only needed 3 runs. And Weber Aurora messing up the whole over except that one last ball where he nailed his Yorker. And Shubham Dubey couldn't do much. He only got a single, and then he tried to go for a double to make it into a super over, but then he got run out. So this was the final game where KKR actually won by 1 run. Now let's break down what went wrong in this game for who. Rajasthan doesn't have depth in their squad. They're low on confidence. Obviously, they weren't going to do their best. KKR finally picked up with Russell's form, Rinku's form. Raghuvanshi has been doing well, so everybody's contributing. But in bowling, the captaincy was abysmal. When they had to bowl Sunil Narayan, they bowled Moeen Ali, and that's when he went for 5 sixes. Very questionable tactics. When you had a guy like Russell, he's fit. If he was injured, I do not think he would have bowled the 19th over. Simple as that. He would have stood up and said, I can't bowl, my knees are done. But he somehow was able to bowl it, so why didn't you bowl him earlier? You know dew is not going to help the spinners. Weber Aurora Shaw was going to go for runs in the death. finish him off late, early on. You could keep Russell, you could bowl Russell in the middle and then keep him for the death as well. You had Harshit Rana who was bowling really well. Very, very questionable tactics. I did not understand. At this rate, even though KKR won by 1 run, they got the 2 points. But do they really deserve the playoffs? Certainly not. And that is it for this game. There's not much to talk about after this because KKR, abysmal captaincy, questionable management, and Rajasthan, very unfortunate. Just by whiskers, they've been losing games. Maybe with a few smart additions next year, they might come back like CSK will. But that is my opinion. Because Rajasthan doesn't have that bad of a squad. They played some decent cricket. So that's it for the post-match analysis for this. Now let's get on to Punjab Kings versus Lucknow Super Giants. Now Lucknow won the toss and elected to field first at Dharamshala. It does assist the batters, but at the beginning the ball grips a lot. It swings a lot. It's not much for spinners, but it's good for pacers and the medium pacers who do cutters. So obviously Lucknow has some decent bowling with Mayank Yadav, Avesh Khan, Prince Yadav, who's been quite decent, and Ravi Bishnoi was not playing today. He was replaced by an additional pacer, Akash Singh, and Digvesh Rathi was the sole leg spinner. Clearly, you can tell that if you bowl smartly, you could restrict Punjab to 180, and LSG does have the batting power to chase it. But Punjab had other plans. Akash Singh got Priyansh Arya early in the innings, sure. But Punjab, Prabhsimran, whole another level of form. And Punjab was very smart to not send Shreyas Iyer usually at number 3. They sent in Josh Inglis. Suddenly their middle order looks a lot stronger. Josh Inglis at number 3, he plays pace brilliantly. So when the ball was moving and bouncing and Mayank Yadav could have done some damage, maybe Shreyas Iyer would have been uncomfortable. We all know that. He struggles a little bit at the beginning at the pace. Josh Inglis completely removed that threat. And he was bashing. He bashed 3 sixes Mayank Yadav on the trot. There was field over there and he still didn't care. That's how good he was batting. Although he did get out on the same point, but he did his job in the power play. The power play went quite decent, even though it was 2 wickets. Now Shreyas Iyer comes in. Takes his time. Prabhsimran already in good touch. Boy, they took on Lucknow's bowling attack like nothing. Those guys smashed everyone. Absolute demolished Lucknow's bowling plans completely. Maybe they were missing Ravi Bishnoi a little bit, but Ravi Bishnoi, who knows, could have gone for even more runs. So Akash Singh was a smart addition. He only gave 30 runs and 2 wickets. The rest of the bowlers went for 10, 12 plus runs and over. After that, they had Nehal Vadera, Shashank, Stoinis, who was added for Shadegate in the team selection. So all of these little cameos at the end pushed up Punjab's par score to an above par score of 230 plus. And that was, I think, pretty much done and dusted, that no matter how hard Lucknow tries, they're not going to win it. And then when Lucknow comes out to bat, Arshdeep was bowling like a test match. That's how impeccable his landing length was. Marsh got out on a duck. Markram struggled as well and got out. And he trapped Nicholas Pooran exactly the same way it was expected. I knew exactly what he was going to do. So Mitchell Starc has started this on how to dismiss Pooran. He bowls a smart, good length in-swinger to Nicholas Pooran into his pads. And every time he gets LBW, he gets given out, he reviews it, and he has to go. Mitchell Starc has done that. Sandeep Sharma has done the same thing. Anshul Kamboj has done the same thing. And our Arshdeep Paji was going to do the same exact thing. He's an equally amazing bowler. And that's exactly what happened. Another failure for Nicholas Pooran. So they were like, 20-something for 3 wickets down, top 3. The game was done and dusted in the power play itself. There was way too many runs left. Now, Rishabh Pant had the brilliant opportunity of no pressure, bat like there's no tomorrow, and just get back into form. That's it. That's all he had to do. Ayush Badoni was already on the other side. He was looking in good touch. But Pant failed again. End of story. After that, Badoni and Abdul Samad, as usual, were doing minimizing the number of runs they would lose by. Both of them batted well, and there was dew later on as well, so the ball was not gripping. The spinners were going for runs. Vaishak was also going for runs. He was the impact sub. So pretty much there was way too many runs left for Badoni and Samad. Miller, another failure, couldn't do much. So that was quite clinical from Punjab. There's not much to discuss because Punjab clearly came with plans. Their batting order changed when Josh Inglis coming up at number 3 with Shreyas at number 4 really helped them. They used to get panicked a lot when Shreyas at number 3 used to sometimes get out early to the swinging conditions. Josh Inglis really nullified that for Shreyas Iyer, and Shreyas Iyer's entry point was delayed where he can go on and hit spinners, and he really took down Digvesh Rathi today. Nihal Vadera still needs to bring up that one of those big 70-80 run innings. He has that capability, he's getting there, but somehow he's just not managing to. Shashank is in some next level form. He always delivers. Shashank is guaranteed success. Stoinis looked better. His bowling still is not good enough, but he's fully fit now, so I think he'll be a good addition to Punjab Kings when the other games at Dharamshala. Overall, Punjab's batting lineup runs deep. Punjab plays very smartly. Their bowling is a little concern, it seems, when you look at the score, that they should have won by more runs, but there was dew. Clearly was not helping, and we all know when there's no dew, Punjab Kings bowlers really take down another team. They have key match winners. So if you really ask me, besides RCB and Mumbai, it's Punjab Kings that looks the most dangerous side. We still haven't seen Gujarat Titans. How they behave, how they play against Mumbai Indians and Wankhede will tell a lot of that story. But in my opinion, top 3 for me is RCB, Mumbai and Punjab Kings. Clearly. And Lucknow, pretty much the season's done and dusted. I think they've played better than their squad really was. Their squad was a little messed up. Everyone had put Lucknow Super Giants at the bottom of the table. Little did we know that they would be trying to qualify. They would have hopes for that. They're still not disqualified, but it's going to be very difficult for them because there's way too many ruthless teams up top. We still have Delhi Capitals coming up. KKR still alive, so there's too many teams up there for Lucknow to actually be able to compete for the qualifications. And that's it for the post-match analysis. Now let's get on to tomorrow's game. Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Delhi Capitals. Now this is going to be a very interesting game. It's not as easy to predict because both of the teams have not been as consistent. Delhi Capitals had a better start, that's it. But they're not too far away from having a season, the kind of season overall what Hyderabad has had. There was way too many expectations with Hyderabad. That's why they look like that's why it looks like they had the worst season. And there was no expectations for Delhi. So when they won few games at the beginning, it seemed like they were a better team. But I always thought that Delhi Capitals, Hyderabad are more or less equal teams in this season. Now, when it's going to be at Hyderabad, I do believe Hyderabad will give them a flat pitch. They do not want to give a spinning pitch or a bowling-friendly pitch when you have Stark, Kuldeep and Akshar Patel, Vipraj Nigam, Mukesh Kumar, all these guys. And if not Trajan plays, clearly these guys will trouble Hyderabad's batsmen. We all know when the ball moves a bit, there's very few batsmen in Hyderabad that can survive it. Now, one addition that Delhi Capitals should do is definitely bring in Natarajan. He knows Hyderabad's ground well. He's played for Hyderabad for many years. And clearly he will have a better idea. And his left arm action will clearly make the difference. He's brilliant with his Yorkers as well. Maybe give Mukesh Kumar a little bit of rest. Chamira still is fine. He's done some decent bowling. And maybe that's one change they should try to. It's an important game, so they shouldn't take any chances with Mukesh Kumar. I do believe they should play Natarajan. Now, if they make this one change Natarajan, their bowling lineup looks a lot more lethal, I believe. A lot more dangerous, a lot more potent. Batting lineup is pretty much sorted for them. Karun Nair and KL Rahul need to come back with runs. They have been very inconsistent, especially Karun Nair after that first innings against Mumbai Indians. Although Delhi will be a lot more satisfied that they will be playing an away game, they've done better at Vizag, which was their previous home ground, and they've done better in away grounds. At Arun Jaitley Stadium, they don't have a good record. They're basically the RCB that no one talks about. So Delhi Capitals will be happy with this away game. Hyderabad, they have nothing to lose. They will be playing very freely. And if it's a flat wicket, they are going to try to entertain the fans as much as possible. Now, Delhi was the one who will be under pressure to be able to get those 2 points and try to be able to qualify for playoffs. Because there's a lot of crowd stacking up on top. And pretty much 4 teams are most likely guaranteed. Delhi is at number 5. And especially the kind of season people were expecting them to have after those 4 games wins in a row. They haven't had that in the last 5 games. Now, unless they play Natarajan, Mitchell Starc comes back to his old form, Kuldeep Yadav comes back to his old form, I do not see Delhi Capitals be able to win this game. I have this genuine understanding that Hyderabad will probably play more freely, and when Hyderabad plays freely, they are next level. Although they have a concern of Mohammad Shami's fitness if he's not playing. Mohammad Shami has had a pretty terrible season, so the bowler they can only replace him with is Simmerjeet. He's had an equally terrible season as well. But maybe his freshness when he returns back might help them. Again, like I said, Hyderabad is going to play like it's a holiday. Simple as that. Delhi is going to play like it's a do or die for them. So which team has a lot more pressure? Obviously Delhi Capitals. And in that way, I think Hyderabad will be able to capitalize on that. And the matchups as well. If it's a flat wicket, I don't see Akshar Patel or Vipraj Nigam or Kuldeep Yadav being as potent. Kuldeep has not been in form in the past few games anyways. From Hyderabad side, Cummins really needs to do well, because if Shami's not going to be there, there'll be a lot more responsibility on Cummins as a bowler. And maybe he can try a little bit more aggressive captaincy with his field placements. Try and go for wickets rather than trying to be defensive with not giving away runs. So these are the few things. But overall, whatever you analyze with the matchups, with the teams, I do believe Hyderabad will pull off a cheeky win against Delhi Capitals. So that's it from today's video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please do like this video. Share this with as many people as you can. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to it. And do go follow me on my Instagram, where I post my predictions on my Instagram stories every day. Now until tomorrow's video, see you guys. Take care.